So now, okay, let's talk about how did single parents with MS, how did that even come, and how long did you kind of think about it before that even came to be?
I started working with the MS Society, and part of some like on the move committee, and then I was a part of something else, some other committee I was on, and it was great. I met some great people. I just kind of felt like what I was trying to accomplish was not going to work through society, because rightfully so, a lot of their money goes going towards researches,
Right.
Salary, and which if it wasn't for them, people get mad about the salary part, but I'm like, if it wasn't for people doing what they're doing, the MS Society wouldn't be there.
Right. No, I hear the same stuff, Darrell.
Yeah.
I hear like with the MSAA or Can Do MS, they're making this much. I'm like, well, if you had a company and you had this many people, the CEO of the company would be making this much. So why would you think that person wouldn't make? What are they supposed to make? Are they a priest?
Listen, they need to get as long as they still have the mission on hand.
Yeah.
That's the important part, right? And that's curing MS, right? And
absolutely.
And the MS Society is bringing in XYZ dollars into research. I just hope it goes towards the right direction, right?
Yeah.
And I think it is. I think that there's no question at this point. We're looking at this EBV and making sure that this is where we're focusing a lot of this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why these B cell drugs are so important.
Right.
Attacking the EBV. I mean, like that's, that's why it's so strong. But at the end of the day, I turn around and I was like, I wasn't happy with it. Like it was extra work that I was probably getting involved in that I was not like fulfilling myself. So let me just take a little bit of a break. And I went to a couple of MS galas. And then I started realizing like, I need to do this. Like I have the resources and the power to get this going, but I didn't want to do it for, I wanted to represent my mother. And it was, at the end of the day, even though my father was there, not in the same house, but like, he was definitely supportive. She was a single parent.
Yeah.
She had 2 sons.
Yeah.
With us. She had to deal with myself. And she had
the fact that you guys had to bathe your mom.
Right. Yeah. Well, listen, we did it all. I mean, there's no question.
I mean, that's a huge thing. That was always my biggest fear, because when I went through my divorce, my other 2 were older. My youngest was with me. And I didn't even realize how much, even though compared to your mom, I was anti-slavery, I was doing I was still running half marathons, but he always had that in the back of his mind. He didn't want to be too far away from me because he saw the bad things. He saw the bad nights when I didn't sleep. He saw, a lot of the bad things that nobody else saw. And he never had to bathe me, thank the Lord. But he, when I got married to my husband now, one of the interesting things, he wrote him a letter on Father's Day, and it was so sweet. And I just think this will touch so many of the single parents. He wrote a letter saying, I hope I don't cry. It's just, I always planned to stay with my mom. I was never going to leave her because I love her so much. And when I met you and got to know you as now my stepdad, I knew that my mom was forever going to be okay because of how much you love her. And I didn't know that in his heart, he had planned on, going to like either community college or staying right here to never leave me. And, you don't know what your kids in their little heart, their minds are contemplating.
Right. They're thinking what's going on. Right. So it's just one of those things where you just have to keep on, moving forward and continue to keep on being strong, because you need to let them get out. Right.
Yeah.
But that's not how it was. It used to be like my doctor says, it used to be diagnose and adios, like, she was in a wheelchair. It was hard. We did a lot. But I'm glad this charity came about, single parents with MS.
So how did it come? So it was you, and then how did it come? Tell me how it started.
I just really basically just like during quarantine, just sat down. I was like, now's the time I could do this. And I went and I just started doing it online, and I started doing this, and I got this and got that. And next thing you know, everything went through, and it was there. But like now I'm like, okay, now I have to put like a board together. So, and like, I'm writing these bylaws And I'm going like, oh, I need 5 people. My wife, you're 1. My brother, you're 2. I didn't have a choice. But then we ended up finding 2 great people, Noel and Christina. And they've been just like blessings for me because they really truly like understand it and for it. And like, listen, they're there at a 10 out of 12 meetings that we do a year. And they care. They understand where it's and we are helping people. There's no question that like, we are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
At our pace.
Right.
Like we are doing 1 event in Monmouth County a year.
Yeah.
So we're not building houses. We're not going through the motions of like trying to like knock on people's doors every single day and grab money.
Right.
And we're just doing it for what we can help. If we could like, let's say we have, $2,500 for, 40 people. Right. That's a lot of help there. So so it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
I love doing it. I love getting on the phone. I like the part that when I get on the phone, I start talking about multiple sclerosis. I don't know what's weird about this, but I love talking about multiple sclerosis for the help of people.
Yeah.
I just love helping people.
Yeah.
And I'm helping people. I know my knowledge of multiple sclerosis, since it's been around my whole life, is there.
For sure.
Because it's in me, but like, not that I always known it, but like, I'm just one of those guys that just like, I wake up and I'm reading about it. And it's not about reading about it because I'm freaking out about it.
Right.
I'm reading about it because I just want to know like, what's next? Who's next?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Who's that?
Yeah.
And if you have multiple sclerosis and you're not on the best bet diet with that Matt Embry, you're just not doing it right. I'm sorry.
I remember we talked about that before, and
Wales protocol. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like what Matt's doing up there in Canada. I mean, like, this guy's just putting on the line.
He's a great guy for sure.
He's not asking for a penny on this whole thing.
Right.
Going out there and he's just saying like, here's my phone number. And that's who I am. Like my phone on the website. My wife's like, I don't like that it's on the website. I'm like, yeah, I know. But like someone can pick up the phone and call me. And that means a lot to me.
Yeah. So tell me about now moving forward, like so it started and what are the highlights? What are some of the biggest things that stand out that you've been able to do so far?
Well, I mean, the biggest things that we're doing is the event, right? We have Mustaches for MS. I mean, I just thought like,
So talk to me about the event.
Yeah. So like, that's a big thing that we do. Like we do Mustaches for MS. That's coming up March 26th. And it's just a big event. It's 200 to 250 people. It's very well ran, thank God. And everybody's having fun. They really enjoyed it. And we raised about a good 125 to 140,000 on our first year.
That's awesome.
And take home was about 100, which is great because we need to, support the single parents with MS. And like, like we had some lady who was going back and forth in a wheelchair. So I was able to widen her door,
Okay.
It's easier to get into the bathroom. We completely gutted the bathroom so it's easy wheelchair accessible because it's easy I could do this in the back of my head because for my mom, what was easy for my mom. And back then and growing up, the houses, bathrooms were this small.
Right.
So it's a challenge. And now you make those challenges like, okay, why don't we open up this wall and try to get you in with this and get you out. So that has really been the big accomplishments. I mean, we just paid off some lady. I know what I love about it. We are touching someone all across the country.
Yeah.
California, we've hit Montana, we've hit Michigan, we've hit Texas, we've hit Florida, Maryland, and really in our hometown, in our home state, it's only been a couple people. So we really reached out to the country, and it's great because we were able to give a holiday pick me up. And some lady's like, "Well, how am I going to get the presents?" I'm like, "Amazon. I'm going to send it on Amazon."
That's right.
And it's going to come to you and you're going to wrap it up. And if you need wrapping paper, I'll put it on there. But you have these people like, and listen, what can I help you with? I need toilet paper. I need paper towels. I need shampoo. I need soap. They need the essentials. Right. We were fortunate to pay some lady's mortgage for 6 months. Wow. Because that's where she was at in her life. And that's where, that one hit, I think that one hit home to my brother and I the most. Yeah. Reading her, application, that was like, that sounds like us. you know.
So if there's a single parent and they come in, so what they would do is they would apply.
Yeah, they go to
Okay.
singleparentsms.org and then they
Don't stop your car and write it down. It'll be on the bottom of the show notes.
Thank you. singleparentsms.org. And basically they just fill out the application and the application goes directly to me and they were going to get a phone call from me and then have to fill out making sure there's, legit, right? Making sure you have MS. I'll know if it's MS by the way you talk and everything. And then see what they really are in need of, right? I mean, some lady was like, I need a house. And unfortunately I said, I'm not in that situation to do that.
Right.
Hopefully down the road, we are in a situation to do that. That is an ultimate goal, is to build a house. As MS technology and medication and therapy advances, and people like you who are sitting there going, this is how you need to work out that body. As that advances, there's a lot less people in this world that are struggling that way my mother was. So I would say that's probably one of the hardest parts is the name out there and make sure single parents with MS are out there and know about it. But that will come, right? Because you gotta be careful, because if it's too many people, there's not enough resources for it too. So you got to make sure that you do it slowly, and then as you build, we have enough.
Absolutely. So what about have you had contractors, people step up to help with like cars and like you said, like doorways that aren't big enough, things like that?
So the contractor definitely gave us a good price on that.
Okay.
Some lady that's putting a ramp in Michigan to her house, and they're charging $800 for the install. I mean, I can't knock that at all in today's world. It's probably going to take a couple of days, and they're giving it to it seemed like it was given to us at a decent cost. I don't think people are taking too much advantage of the situation. But if they are, I'll know, and we'll try to get another bid on it. But contractors are out there helping out. We're not asking anything for free, because I don't think you get anything good for free. But I definitely think that people are definitely doing the right thing when they understand where the money's coming from.
Yeah, I do believe that there is, especially like with you, and I think people that understand what this is. I think you've got enough of people who've grown up with a mom, a parent that have been really sick, and I'm only saying this, don't cut it short, that they're not people that are willing to say, I need to give back.
Right.
And so there may be people that are willing to do that.
Listen, I mean, we're there, right? We're there. All of our money goes directly to single parent MS. There's some money that's going out to some advertising flyings and stuff like that, but that's where our money goes.
Right.
All of our money 100% goes directly into single parents with MS. Fortunately, we're not in a situation to rob Peter to pay Paul. We're not thieves, and about it. Like, we are 100% legit. My accountant says you have it right on point. It's all it's going exactly to where I want to go. Right. The reason why I got out of the MS Society and started this.
Yeah, I love it. When we talked, when I heard about it, I'm like, it so speaks to me. And I wish that was around when I was a single parent, and it was very tough. I mean, I was sleeping 2 hours a night with work. And I mean, my son would bring me like a little bowl of popcorn, and because that's, what I could get in before work the next day. And it was, it's so difficult. And I just applaud your efforts and what you're doing. And I really want to get this out with you, because I think the more people that know and understand what this is, the more people that will hopefully get involved and help and spread awareness and want to come alongside and want to help out and do what they can. And
if you get one person out of this podcast, I mean, to me, that's a win, and, same thing for me, like on our resource page is strong. For just someone who's not a single parent, our website and the resource page is strong, which actually I just told my website lady, we want to put your information on there for exercise would be a great new routine for that. So I was thinking, for your people and our people, right? We have to put us together.
Sure.
Thing we should do is definitely take care of some single parents who want to definitely work out with you and do some physical therapy with you. So anybody who's a single parent, go onto our website, singleparentsms.org, fill out the application. And if you qualify, we will definitely fulfill you into a nice 1-year Zoom meeting with Kathy and Miss.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That is awesome.
Listen, it's what you're doing is great. And we want to make sure that, people could get the attention that they need to help them. So that's important.
Thank you so much, Darrell. That is a huge blessing to me and to so many of the patients, the clients that I run into that want to do this. And you and I both know they need to, and they just can't. And being a single mom, my own, I get it. And I get the importance of it, and just that horrible feeling, that sinking feeling that there's no way, because my kids need this, and I've got potatoes and I've got a green bean. So what do I do with that? So that's huge. And I'm so excited about that. And
so what would they get? I forget. What would they get?
So what they're going to get with what you're doing is they will get to be a part of the Zoom workouts that happen once a week on Tuesdays. So what they'll do is, if they're standing or sitting, so what we try to do is I come on with them, which I know makes it more difficult for me and crazy. But the best part about it is that they're not given a video. It's me with them. So let's say there's 15 people on and 10 of them can't walk and they're in a scooter. So then I give them moves so that they can do things with their arms or part of their bodies that are moving. And then let's say some of the people can stand, or some of the seated people can do different things. So I very fast go over, if you can sit and do this, that's your move. And what I found is that nobody feels like, gosh, look at him, I wish I could do that. But there's this camaraderie that takes place, because what do we say? You don't know till you know. And so there's this closeness that takes place with each of them. And it's been just a phenomenal thing. So each of your single parents that fill out and go through the process will get that. They'll get once a week. They can do, there's 2 different times, and they can go on with whatever group they feel more comfortable with. And they get to
I think that's great. Start filling that application out.
Yes, fill it out.
And we'll go through the board process, and I'm sure you'll be okay.
Yeah. And I'm so excited about the mustache. Again, say the date, and that's all going to be at the bottom of the podcast. So nobody stop your car.
That's it. All right.
Yeah.
We appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you, Darrell. What a blessing. Thank you so much for being on. I'm so excited about this. So again, great interview. Can't wait to interview you after the mustache so we can see how that went.
Great job. Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you, Darrell. Have a great day, guys. See you next time.